lipids. This is our second kind of molecule. We did carbohydrates a couple days ago. Number 2 is lipids, and there's 2 more coming after that for next week. A lipid. There's a lot of things that are lipids. This is the fats, but it's also lots of other things. They all look very different. The reason why they're put together in one group is because none of them like water. The word for not liking water is hydrophobic. Hydro means water, phobic is phobia, like fear. Fears water, does not dissolve in water. These also contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Carbohydrates have the same atoms, but they're in different amounts and in different orders. Now, we're just going to jump into the different kinds. They don't have monomers and polymers like the other ones do. They're just kind of all together because they don't like water. A fat is made of 2 parts. It has this backbone part over here, this dark green part. And then it has 3 things that are called tails. Sometimes it only has 2 tails. They're just long structures, long carbons. These ones are kind of short, but it can be like 20, 30 carbons long. The function of a fat is to store energy because you could break off any of these pieces and release energy for the cell to use. We'll see more about that when we do cell respiration at the end of this unit. Phospholipids are a special kind of fat. They are found in cell membranes. When we get to cells in Bio B, you'll see all about these. Phospholipids are super duper important. They are what lets cells keep things on the inside and outside. And they're kind of weird because they have parts that like water and parts that don't like water. So in a cell membrane, this orange thing is a cell membrane. The parts that do like water will face out, the circles here. The parts that don't like water will face inside. And that makes the cell membrane be able to control what can go in and what can come out of a cell. So super, super important. Your secret word for today will be phospholipid. Phospholipid. If you can remember that word in Bio B, I guarantee your teacher will be very impressed that you could remember what those are, phospholipids. Steroids are lipids with 4 rings. Now these things, I know they're not circles, but in chemistry they're called rings. See, there's 4 of them put together with some extra stuff stuck on. The function of a steroid is to send messages. So examples will be cholesterol, cortisol, but also the steroids like sexual steroids, testosterone, estrogen, all of those. This does include the kind like illegal steroids that athletes would take. And lastly, the waxes, which have a hydrocarbon tail, that means it's made of hydrogen and carbon, with an OH attached. That's kind of this part here. The function of a wax is to prevent water loss. So if you feel a leaf, not like one that's dead on the ground, but if you go up to a plant and feel the leaves, and it feels kind of slippery, go feel some leaves on the way home. That is because there's a wax on there that's preventing water from coming out of the leaf. We can also think of like beeswax. It's help to prevent and keep things inside of the bees there so that they don't lose water in their hives. Also, some lotions have wax in them. There's car wax that helps to protect the car from water. So all these are very weirdly shaped. You can see we have ones that look like that with 3 tails. These ones only have 2 tails. These ones have weird geometries. This one's a long string of stuff. The reason why they're all together is because they do not like water. Otherwise, they're all kind of weird and different. They do not like water. I can guarantee you this word hydrophobic will come back later. I can also guarantee you that phospholipids will come back later. Got it? Great. If you were waiting till the end to hear the secret word, you missed it. Go back and listen like you're supposed to. See you next time.